Mr. Borralho, we're back. How are you?
Here we are again. I'm gonna lie again about something, so people get crazy about my lies, because I'm a fucking liar, brother. That's what I am.
Holy shit! And the funny thing is, like, people they don't know how to distinguish. Like, you say, hey, this is what I'm hearing. But you know what? I think it fueled all that stuff. It was that fucking Ben Askren tweet that you say,
Yes,
"Hey,
man.
rest in peace."
That
That's an honest mistake. Give
Yeah,
it a
that was a
break.
misunderstanding situation, that I regret a lot. But I just misunderstood things. I'm glad the guy is better right now. The guy is okay right now. He's recovering. I wish all the best for him and his family. And like I'll never do this as a joke, with anyone. Even with him involved. Even with him involved. I'll never do this with him. Like it was just like a misunderstood
Well,
situation.
shame on
Everything's
whoever posted a black and white picture of the guy. Looked like the guy
yes.
fucking
Fuck
passed
that,
away.
man. You
Right?
cannot post a black and white photo with someone that is struggling to be alive, but is still alive. You don't post a
I
black and white
agree.
photo with that shit. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
So,
I agree.
Mace Barber, you fucked me up. Girl.
I agree. Several news. One, even Caio Sonic, Mr. Caio Sonic. If you
I
watch the show,
heard that.
thank you. Big
I
fan,
heard
man.
that she might have got hurt. I just heard that.
No shit. Are you
No, I'm kidding.
serious? Holy shit! My heart skipped a bit for a second. I was like, no fucking way.
I heard some voices that he
Oh
got hurt. He's not
shit.
gonna fight anymore for the title. So I'm next.
Oh shit. Well, today actually, this is actually news. Is out of the fight against Aaron Pico.
Oh man,
This is
this is
actually
not good for
good
him.
for your boy John Silva.
Yeah, this is not good for him, bro.
No, it's
Because
not.
like people don't want him to fight for the title, anyways. And now with that, people have a reason now.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
I'm not saying like is his fault or anything because we got hurt. We got
No.
injuries. We're in the
Shitty
training
timing
camp.
though, right?
Yeah, but the timing was shit. So
Yeah.
I hope he recovers and I hope that he doesn't have to do like 5 more fights to go for the title again.
Yeah. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I want to talk about that a little bit. Do you think we're seeing the brawlers being extinct from the sport?
Yeah, I think so because it's on a phrase already. It's becoming a sport. Back in the days, like people don't choose to fight; they had to fight because they don't know how to do any other things in their lives. You know what I mean? Like that was more normal for them. Right now, people are actually choosing to be a fighter. Like, no, I want to be a fighter. I want to train. I want to show my skills. I want to do that. And the sport is evolving a lot. It's developing a lot. Like people that go there doesn't study his opponent and they just want to go there and brawl. They're staying back in the days. They're staying the another era of the sport. I think right now we have more well-rounded guys coming, guys that are good on striking on the ground, on wrestling and all that. They spot to people that are like they do just one art, just one martial art. That's just a striker or just a grappler. This sport is getting tight, because like if you fight a guy that is very good grappler but only has grappling, and you have like a grade 6 or 7 grappling, you're gonna do good against him because when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to striking, you're gonna maul this guy. You know what I mean? So I think this sport is evolving. I think people are understanding the importance of the fight IQ or strategy, tactics, and all that. And actually, this is not a new thing. This is just something that people are doing more. But if you see John Jones fight, that John Jones was from another era.
Yeah.
And if you see what he did and what Jackson Winklejohn and all those guys from there are doing, you can see all these guys, they are doing strategy and tactics and all that since 10 years ago, 15 years ago when John Jones appeared, you know? So definitely the brawler are getting it's extinct. For sure, in this sport, you need to have the brawler inside of you. Because if you
Yes.
need the technique, the tactics, the strategy it's not happening. It's not working. So let's fucking go and brawl. We're talking about fighting. We're talking about locking a cage with someone and you want to kill this guy. The guy want to kill you. This is not the way right now. This is just something that you need to have inside of you. Because if the guy is just a technique guy, just a strategy, just that, if he fights another guy that annulate everything that he's doing, he needs to have this inside. Every fighter needs to have this inside. But this is just like common. It needs to be common to every fighter. But now, as this sport is developing, you need to develop yourself in this way to be more skilled. Fight IQ, high fight IQ. I think that's why the fighting nerds are doing so good, bro.
I agree.
Because that's what we do. That's
And,
what I do.
and we talk about that. I think one of our car rides through São Paulo, where how you're such a complete fighter, right? Like we were talking about, like being like a number 10 in striking and number 10 in grappling, or being like a number fucking 8 on everything, and then using strategy to fucking make it happen. It's proving like it's all of you guys. Even like Gian Silva could be considered like a brawler, and he's like a brawler with a high fight IQ.
Yes.
So it kind of kills the brawler concept, right? Because he's so dangerous. Yeah, yes. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Perfect. It's time for the nerds.
Yeah. Someone just said something, right? Like, what was the? I just saw something like you say about the nerds. There's like a thing going on Twitter. Someone got pissed because you say I'm a nerd fighting or something, and someone got mad at you or something like that.
It was on Instagram.
Oh, was it on Instagram? Oh, yeah, on your stories, right? Yeah.
And the guy came and said that I was full of ego because I said I was a fighting nerd.
Yeah.
And then,
oh shit.
Actually, this guy came to me and said apologize. He erased he deleted his comments. He said, "No, I was just kidding and all that." And I said, "I'm not mad, bro. You were just kidding, and now I'm just kidding with you. You're not the only one that knows how to do some jokes, So I hope you learn your lesson and don't come to my Instagram anymore saying shit because you wanted to say shit.
You better spell that shit right, because you do exactly what I do too. I always go find the misspelling and I'm like, dude, come on, man. You're gonna shit on someone else. The least you gotta do is write properly, right? Like, what the fuck? Oh, I love that. Look, another thing I want to talk to you about is Armand Sarukian and Ilia Topuria are going back and forth. Armand is saying Topuria did not fight anyone like the best fighters that Topuria faced. None of them were on their prime, from Josh Emmett to Volk, Max Holloway, and now Charles. You agree with that? And Topuria replied back and said, "Yeah, Charles almost finished you, and he's not in his prime, so that bites you too."
Yeah, I can agree with that. Actually, to be honest, I can agree with that. For sure, Volk is a legend of the sport. Max is a legend of the sport. Charles is a fucking legend of the sport. But Volk was coming off a knockout loss to Makachev. So this thing really changed the way fighter approach on the fight, his ability to take punches and all that. Max definitely wasn't on his prime. And we can say that. And Charles definitely too. Charles is not on his prime right now. Everything that he did was in the sport was massive, was very big, but he's not on his prime. Like I'm not saying that Armand is totally right, but he has his point. Like I think, but in the other hand, Topuria did fucking great against this guy.
Yeah.
Guys, one thing is that Topuria goes there and do like a 5-round brawl and like lose a round and then win another one and lose a round, and it's a equal fight. You know what I mean? But he came in and knocked these guys out.
He's putting these guys away, right?
Like there wasn't even a competition with him. In one point, Armand is right, but in another point, I think Topuria did what he needed to do, and he did A grade, A+ grade. You know what I mean? So I won't agree 100% with that, but I can agree 50% with that. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Even Max said the same thing and included himself in it. It's like, who's this guy's beating? He like beats Volk, then me. I was like, what the fuck, guy? Then
He's being
Charles.
honest.
Yeah, he is honest. He's
That's
not.
why he's one of the greatest of the sport, because
Yeah.
he's being honest with himself. He knows that he's not in his prime. He's not old. He's actually younger than all these guys, but he knows that he did a lot of 5 round wars, a lot of things. He stopped doing sparring because of that. He
Too
said
many
that in
miles, right?
interviews. Yes, it's too many miles inside this octagon. He's in the UFC for so many years since he was so young that all these fucking wars that he did, like, definitely make difference right now. Doesn't matter how his age.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
Uh,
his age, he's young, but his octagon age,
I
he's
saw
a fucking
something.
old
I
man.
saw something on Instagram saying like he has like 8 hours of octagon time or something.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the last one. Ali Abdelaziz says Alex Pereira's title run was engineered. The UFC has some of the best matchmakers in the world. They had the best minds. Ankalaev should have been a champion 3 fights before Pereira fought for the title. Everything was engineered. How do you feel? Look, I'll go first. I love Alex, okay? And I know you guys are good friends too. You guys trained together a few times when he's in São Paulo and stuff like that. I'm gonna start this saying he's not 100% wrong, but I think Alex put the work in. Alex came in with a history that nobody else had. He had a history with the fucking guy that was beating everybody twice, Adesanya, right? So he's the guy who beat Adesanya 3 times or twice, right, before the fight. So they say, look, he's gonna have a fast way to Adesanya, but dude, he fucking knocked out Strickland on the way, and then he won the title fight against Adesanya. So as much as I agree, he had a easier path to the title, it's because he had a history and everybody knew that fight was gonna sell 1 million pay-per-views plus.
Yeah,
right.
I agree with I agree with you 100%. It's the same thing that Armand did. I agree like 50% with that. Like, people need to understand that the UFC is narrative. It's all about narrative.
Perfect.
So that's why they're the best in the world, the biggest promotion in the world. There's no even competition with them, because they know that the right narrative can sell a lot. People that has the narrative to go there, that's how you sell a lot of your fights. That's how you get some fights. There's 2 examples just with me and Jim Silva. With me and Imavov, I'm calling him out for so many months, and I'm like building a narrative on it and all that. And UFC saw that and said, that really makes sense. I think people will love to see this fight because there's a narrative about it.
Yeah.
It's the same with Jim Silva and Diego Lopes. Jim Silva is talking about Diego like 3 fights before, saying that like he doesn't like him and all that he didn't shake his hand and this and that, if he's really a Brazilian or Mexican and this and that. I think that and then Jim Silva is the number 12 in the world, and then they got a fight against the number 2 in the world.
Yeah.
This is all about narratives, you know what I mean? Narratives and performance.
And
That's 2 things that Alex had. Narrative, a great narrative, because Adesanya was dominating everyone. There was like cleaning up the division. So there wasn't make sense to put another guy for him just to clean up and mop the floor with him again,
Yeah.
So there was a good narrative about that. Alex, on the other hand, had the performances.
Yes.
He came there and knocked out Strickland. That is a fucking hard thing to do. Tell me other guy that knocked him out. I think Eliseu Capoeira with like a spinning heel kick or something like that.
Yeah, many years ago in a different division too.
Yeah, and he was 170s and all that. So he knocked out Sean Strickland. That is a fucking monster to get knocked out. you know. And then he came there and knocked a lot of the guys out. He was finishing fights. He has this knockout power and all that. So that's what people want to see. Like, do you think this guy can beat Adesanya? I think so. Maybe yes. So this maybe yes, that's what we need to build a fucking fight.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they build a fucking massive fight, you know? So people need to understand that, you know, not just the fans, but the athletes too. You know,
Exactly.
the athletes needs to
Exactly.
understand that. I saw this past event on this Saturday on Nashville. The Gabriel Marretinha
Yes.
was there, and he had the opportunity to call out someone. Like, he's coming to the top 15. UFC likes him. UFC is building him up, and he has the opportunity. Even the Traditor came in and said, "You want someone? Like, you're gonna call
Yeah.
someone?" Like, everyone was expecting him to say one name. Like, he lost the opportunity to build himself and build a narrative to put him maybe 2 fights away from the title or something
Call
like
Jack
that.
Della Maddalena. Who gives a fuck? Just call
Exactly.
someone, right?
Exactly.
Call Conor
Exactly.
McGregor. I don't give a fuck. Just
Exactly.
call someone.
Yes. 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 The UFC was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Like, I think Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan did this question twice with him, and he didn't call out anyone.
Yeah. I
Like,
think it was
he's my
Cormier.
friend. I like him. He did a great fight against Stephen Thompson. That is a guy that's really hard to fight. But when it comes the meet time, you're still working over there. The work is not finished until you
Yeah.
finish your meet time. You know what I mean? So I think he missed this opportunity right now.
I
So
agree.
right now, it doesn't gonna do shit if he just gonna on the Twitter and said, "Hey, this guy wanna fight this guy and this guy." Like you had the opportunity
That was the
and you
time.
missed.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree
So
100%.
yeah.
And I was just I like the comparison with you and John because you had to put the work in fighting fucking all the tough fights you fought to get where you are. There was no narrative until now. Look at
Yes.
John with 2-3 fights. There's a narrative. He's one fucking fight away from the title now. You know,
Yes.
it's crazy narrative. And then, why Ankalaev didn't fight for the title? Because nobody wants to watch the fucking guy fight.
He doesn't even speak English. He doesn't even know how to call anyone. He never called anyone. Like, he's a phenomenal fighter. He's the champion for a reason, you know? He just lost one time for the guy that I beat, Paul Craig. But, you know, like, every time that he got the meek time, he was just like, okay, I want to thank Allah for that and this and that. And that's it. So, like, what is he doing for people wanting him to fight? Like, he's doing great performances. Good. But there's two things: performances and narratives. You need to have both. If you had only narrative, I think the only guy that I'm a big fan of him that build fights with just narratives, not too much performances, was Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right.
he got the title with the first one with Anderson Silva. Good performances, good narrative.
Colby
Good.
Covington.
But
It's all
exactly. The
narrative.
second one.
Zero
The
performances.
second fight with Anderson Silva, this fight doesn't even make sense for them to do this fight.
Yeah.
But people wanted to see this fight, so they did it again. And then fucking John Jones, he fought John Jones, bro. Like, who he beat to fight fucking John Jones?
You're
Like,
right.
nobody. And then he came there and fought John Jones for the title. You know, so that shows us importance of the narrative. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's really really important because there's a lot of guys that have great performances but no narrative, and they keep struggling to get to the title and keep struggling to get to a point where people want to see him fight to the title. You know,
Yeah, you're
so
right.
you see Movzar Evloev, this guy, like, who he called out, what he says when he wins. And he has what, 9 wins? He was supposed to be on the title 2 fights ago,
Yeah.
but there's no narrative about him, you know. So
Right.
that's why, and the fighters get mad about it, and I think they're dumb to get mad about it, you know, because they need to know the game you're playing, and
Exactly.
you have to play exactly like the game is telling you to play, you know. That's it.
And Ankalaev stuff, like I said, like it's he don't even. It's Ali on his Twitter, probably on his Instagram, saying all the Ali is really good at shaking things up, and I have nothing against Ali. He's a Renzo Gracie
Yeah.
lover, and I love Renzo too. So But it's exactly what you're saying. It's a narrative thing. Like, no, Ankalaev, nobody wants to see this guy's fight. That doesn't mean he's a bad fighter. It just means there's no appeal, right? Because the guy is too passive. He's like
and the point that he got the fight with Alex was the point that he started to talk shit about Alex on Twitter.
Yeah, that was it.
That's when he got this fight. You know,
Ali got this fight for him, not him.
Yeah, Ali is very good.
Yeah, so that was it. Look, talking about fights, it's almost 7 o'clock at night in Brazil. You're late for your training. Go, because Imavov is waiting and you're ready for it. Let's go. Next week we'll be back next week.
Go. I'm gonna train right now, and I'm calm, Imavov.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you, bro.
See you guys.